And I know this is incredibly profound. So you can write this one down too. I mean, I think they wanted to spend time with Jesus because Jesus wanted to spend time with them. They were not a project. They weren't some social experiment that Jesus was, filming on YouTube trying to, hey, I'm going to do a social experiment. It's like these guys I was watching just the other day that in England, and they were going around to these expensive homes. They started with the $5 million homes in this one area, and they knocked on every door, and they asked if they could come and watch a football, not our kind of football, the one you kick with your foot. And so they're saying, hey, can we watch a game with you? And people are like, no, we don't. You're strangers, right? And so then they went to the next level, the most expensive neighborhood in England, in $10 million homes on average. And they they went to the gate, not even knocking on the door, knocking on the gate, right? And sure enough, this guy lets him in to watch the game with them. Jesus wasn't doing that. It wasn't a social experiment. He's not like, well, I guess I'll do it this week. I preached about that, so I need to make sure I'm practicing what I preach. Or I served my time, now I can. That's not how he approached it. Jesus wanted to spend time with them, and so they wanted to spend time with him. And they'd listen to him teach. And Jesus would even let them speak and dialogue with them. And the religious leaders, they just threw a fit. They just had such a hard time with it. And Jesus didn't care. He just didn't care what the religious leaders thought. And so Jesus had that kind of relationship with the religious leaders. In verse 2, he says, but the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, they muttered. That word muttered in the Greek, he says, they muttered this, that this man welcomes sinners and eats with them, that it's best, it's best described that he receives them, right? He's receiving them as a family member or as a close friend. And so it's not this reluctant acceptance. It's not, just, well, okay, I'll kind of accept you. No, this is an open-armed embrace that Jesus models for us, that he welcomes them as a relative, and I think probably most likely as a son or as a daughter, because we know Jesus, he sees the tax collector, but he doesn't just see the tax collector. He sees a son, and he knows at some point that this boy got off course, and he needs to help him turn his life around. And he sees a daughter. He doesn't just see a prostitute. No, he sees a daughter, and he knows her, and he knows the abuse that she experienced, and he knows how she's been objectified in that culture, and he knows, and so he welcomes her, not with reluctant acceptance, not with the, oh yeah, I'm glad you're here, but sit in the back. No, it's with an open-armed embrace that the religious community hated. They just had a hard time knowing what to do with it.